Hi everyone, it's Arkling again. Um, I I honestly don't know what to say. We've blown significantly past 1,000 subscribers.
There's no feeling
Uh,
more
which
intense
is
than starting over.
sorry Bennett, I need you to stop talking for a little bit. Which is insane. I'm I couldn't be more grateful for all of your support. The comments have just been totally overwhelmingly positive, and it seems like people are really liking the stuff I'm putting out. So I'd like to reassure everyone that I'm absolutely planning on putting things out. I feel like probably the burning question on people's mind is when is the Elden Ring video? When am I talking more about, Dark Souls and all those games? Um, someone um, I wish I remembered the commenter's name. Um, but someone was saying that they felt that it would be a good idea to do those videos because it could, jumpstart the channel growth. But I feel like I don't have any good ideas for how to really separate any videos in that vein from the first one, and I wouldn't feel very, satisfied just putting out more stuff because it's marketable or whatever. So I'm just focusing on putting out things that I'm really confident in right now. That in mind, I do have what I think is a very good idea for the Elden Ring video, and so that's up next. As for what the time frame on that kind of thing looks like, for about the rest of the month, I'm working on various job applications. Um, since while I absolutely cherish the support I'm getting here, it's not exactly enough to live on. So I do need a job in the interim. But after those are done, I will be able to devote more time to actually doing the video, which it will take some time to make, between gathering footage and finalizing the script. It seems like it's going to end up being a little bit longer than the last one. My videos are usually like 5 minutes long. This one might be maybe 10. We'll see. But I think it will offer an interesting perspective because in the 2-ish years since the Dark Souls video, the way I think about and interact with games has changed a lot. And there's going to be a number of ideas which are going to kind of directly challenge that first video in ways that I think y'all are going to find interesting. Then as far as just talking about the growth of the channel, I released the Getting Over It video and then went to go visit family because my sister was on break. And in that, when I left, I had maybe 90-something subs. And then the count started growing very rapidly because of Elden Ring. And I had wanted to put something out earlier, but didn't have the equipment. So when I got back, one of the first things I did was get this set up to talk to you guys. It's been surreal, honestly, watching the count tick up. YouTube videos are always like something I saw other people make. So being able to do them myself is absolutely incredible. It's a great feeling. I encourage anybody who has, ideas for stuff they'd want to make to just put it out into the world. You never know when it might get picked up. The only caveat being, don't like chase the algorithm or anything. I really feel like I got lucky. There's probably any number of people who have made videos about Dark Souls or Elden Ring and they never got picked up. It's kind of random. So make sure that when you do make things, they're things that you're happy with making for the experience of making them. That's how I feel about all of my projects. And I think that it will benefit you as a creator if you go in the same way. Because when you're making things for yourself, it's a lot less stressful about whether or not something does well or doesn't do well. And I think that's a much better relationship to have with your work. But what do I know? I have 1,000 subscribers. That's small time, right? Yeah, so I hope everyone's been doing well. God knows I have. At least, you know, as far as the YouTube thing goes. Ah, shit. We're good. Don't even worry about it. So yeah, this is starting to seem like it's going to end up being a repeat of last time, where I've very quickly exhausted everything I want to say. Oh, I suppose I should talk about, people who have seen my other update videos or watched the little talks I do at the end of my videos, might be asking, hey, really cool to hear about this Elden Ring video, but you mentioned a couple other projects. Are those just gone forever? No, they're not gone. But I've spent some time thinking about them, and I feel a little less enthusiastic about doing a full, like, video essay style thing with them. Like, for example, gaming on Linux, I feel like, doesn't actually warrant a... Oh, come on, that was so close. Doesn't actually warrant a full, like, video essay. I think maybe just a small rant-type video that's dedicated on it. Wow, that was interesting. That's never happened before. That's so cool. Anyway, lost my train of thought. That was so weird. Anyway. I feel like I still want there to be a dedicated video on it, but not something like a proper video essay. Just like maybe a rant about what it's like to use Linux as a daily driver. But I feel like it's a topic I have too much of a passion for to just chat about in one of these little updates. I actually, when I was visiting my parents, I revived an old computer and made it look as much like Windows 95 as possible using Linux. And it was very fun to use. I was streaming 3D Space Cadet Pinball to people. If anyone remembers that game, I don't know. My viewer demographics show that people are about my age or older, so I'm sure most of the people watching this video do in fact remember 3D Space Cadet Pinball. And if you are by chance too young to remember it, I recommend you look it up. And someone decompiled the code, so it's probably downloadable on whatever system you're using. Highly recommend it. Just a classic, really. Jeez. It's a new puzzle every time. Different obstacle challenges me. That's never been a problem for me ever before. If you watch the last update video, you'll remember that I was stuck on the ice cliffs for maybe half of the run, which is absurd. But we'll see if we have a repeat performance of that this time. Hopefully the answer is not. No, I'll be so sad. No, okay, we're back here. I do want to finish because I think it'd be more fun to actually be forced to talk and finish each run in these update videos than just to talk until I'm out of things to do. Helps me work on my improv a little bit, you know? Like most people who do stuff like that have a chat to talk to, but not so. But anyway. I'm sure people noticed that I was responding to a lot of the comments during the initial success of the Dark Souls video. The people who have commented since I've kind of stopped replying to them, I promise you I'm still reading them. It's just that there's such a massive volume of comments that it's not really something I can spend time continuing to do, answering comments. But I want you to know that like I'm keeping an eye on them. I love how many stories people are telling about their own experience with the game. Seems like a lot of people are, you know, guessing when people quit based on their own experience, which is kind of a fun way to interact with the video, I think. I'm sure it's interesting to see how many people left at the same spot that you did. I think there's one particular. I mean, besides like all of the comments that are just like massively supportive, like thank you all so much. There's one comment in particular I did want to mention. There's a lot of people talking about extrapolating the final number of players who quit from the data via the two achievements, but like when you say like, oh, we can like probably guess that like maybe 60%, like we can extrapolate that maybe 60% of players got the first ending or something like that. Like anything where you're like, oh well, the Age of Fire ending is a lot more common. The problem I had with putting that in the original video is no matter how educated it is, it's still just a guess, which I'd be really dissatisfied with putting in the video. Especially knowing how popular it got. If I had actually put out some number like 25% or something, um, I would have felt really dissatisfied with hearing that parroted around when it was basically just guesswork, even if it was slightly educated guesswork. So that's one reason why I didn't do anything like that in the video. There were people suggesting more complicated forms of analysis, including cross-referencing the data with the Dark Souls Deaths website. But I feel like, besides having to look into it more, I feel like the Dark Souls Deaths data kind of, by being self-selective, is a little useless. Because, like, most players will not have found that site. There's a number of players who've submitted their data there multiple times. It's just to find a website about Dark Souls, you have to have engaged with the game a lot more deeply than most players would have. You know. No, I was so close. I wonder how long this run will be. I don't have a very good sense of time. It's kind of been destroyed since, you know, the world ended. No! I mentioned to someone in a comment that my arm actually gets a little sore playing these, because in order to keep my hand stable, I have to tense it really far or really hard. So playing it for long periods of time makes me a little sore. Very weak arm. You obviously haven't seen me in real life, but I am a very skinny person. I don't know if, Actually, in the comments, tell me how you guess I look in real life. I think that would be fun to hear. Just based on my voice. Speaking of my voice, a number of people have told me that they found my voice soothing, which is never a quality I've ever heard ascribed to my voice. Definitely an ego booster. I love reading things like that. But really, I really appreciate comments like that. Bucket, please. Stay still. Up. Okay, this time for sure. Perfect. Okay. This is where we had troubles last time. No! I weep. Oh, nice. More of that, please. I want to talk to all of you, which is why the narration is off, but I'm actually a really big fan of the narration. I think Benefati has a very nice, soothing voice. And interesting things to say as well. Please. My mouse fell off my mouse pad. Pulled it too far back. I've mentioned before that I have to sit a little farther back from my machine while I'm doing these, just because of the way things are positioned. So, I pulled my mouse back farther than I thought I could. Or, other way around. No, I think the first thing I said was correct. Never mind. Forget I said anything. Come on. Nice. More of that. Perfect. Oof, that was a little iffy. Ah. Radio tower first try. I've never done that before. The radio tower I've mentioned has always been one of the longest parts of my runs. I'm just so terrible at it. The fact that I got a first try is pretty amazing to me. Help! The asteroids are just not in convenient locations. Please? Also, when the camera clips like that, it's teleporting you back to the beginning of the zone, so that it looks like there's just infinite asteroids. But there's only, I think, 3 or something? Maybe 5. Okay. 15 minutes and 39 seconds. That's not bad. Better than I expected, actually. It felt really slow. Thank you for watching to the end if you're here. I've been Arclight, and I can't appreciate your support enough. I hope you all stick around to see what else I have planned. Until then.